And away we go. Good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you are in. Let's go ahead and do a few sound checks before we begin. All right. So far, so good. Okay. Wish we could make that audio just a little bit better. All right. How about now? That's a little better. Okay. It could be better. And we will get better. Good to see you, Tuvalu84. Yeah, we're going to start out the broadcast with a little, let's just say, with a little comedy. Hope you don't mind. All right. Good. Let's keep going. Let's see who's live. All right. Matching content. You serious? All right. A more fun conversation. Let's go. Let's hear how it sounds. Come on now. Let's hear it. Okay. All right. I think we're good on both accounts. Well, good morning, good evening, or afternoon. I'll have to cue some music up, won't I? That's okay. So for now, let's go ahead and let's get some comedy going.
Why do they say urology is the bravest medical profession? I don't know. Why do they say urology is the bravest medical profession? I don't know. It's gay as hell. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said to him. But thank you for your homophobia. Urologists are a strange breed of people. It's like a guy, like, it takes a lot to be like, man, I want to look at dick and balls for the rest of my life. But then if I were to ask you, sir, would you look at dick and balls for the rest of your life if you got paid $500,000 a year to do so? Because right now you probably watch porn, which means you do it for free. Yeah, homo. What a queer! Queero! Oh man, what an asshole.
So in case you missed it and wonder what's going on, so there was a comedian finding, I want to say, Nimesh. That's his handle on TikTok, and so he was talking about somebody who is a gynecologist, And then somebody shouted from the audience, "Oh, that's gay as hell." And so that's what started out that ridiculousness. Yeah, well, yeah. You want to be homophobic in public, you should get called out. You should get called out for it. Why not? Oh, man. Now let's go to another stand-up comedian.
My favorite thing on the internet was the man versus bear argument. Yeah, that was good. There's a series of videos. Women were asked, would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? Most women responded, bear. And then most men responded, emotionally. Boys got their feelings hurt real bad. And they were confused, but the answer made sense to me because bears live in the woods. Find a bear in the woods is a creature in its habitat. You find a man in the woods, that's a choice. It's specifically the choice to be around as few witnesses as possible that day. And I'm not saying all solo guys in the woods are inherently nefarious, but by the time you figure out one is, it's too late. You can't ask if he's one of the good ones when you're already tied to a tree with antlers on your head. It just doesn't work. My favorite of the counter arguments for this begins with the exact words. This is a quote. If I were to kill a woman, that's the start. That is the opening line. An argument about why women should feel more safe around us. And I can tell how dumb this is about to be. That is the stupid boy shitpost equivalent of hearing fajitas sizzle their way to the table. They're like, oh, it's coming. If I were to kill a woman, it hurt less than if a bear did it. Checkmate, you silly broads. Yeah, the misplaced confidence is what makes that so tasty. It's like they're saying, good luck finding a bear that'll light candles before it cuts your head off, ladies. Would a bear make love to your corpse after the fact? I think not. The missed point in all this is that having the argument in the first place is losing the argument automatically. Us needing to say out loud that our arm is less murdery than a bear's. It's an L. I personally didn't feel offended by any of this talk because I hate camping. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't camp. I pay hundreds of dollars every month to not camp. You know what I want to do even less than camp? Kill a woman. You're 0 for 2 in this dream scenario. You'd rather be in the woods with a bear? That's perfect, because I would rather make tater tots and watch pro wrestling. Then stab you and sleep in a cold tent about it afterwards. The inconvenience alone. Yeah, you go right ahead and find your grizzly. I'll be in the house. I'll be having fun the way I like, which is within a brick and mortar structure, using running water and electricity, and if I'm lucky enough, a live woman. Yeah, that's what I like. I'm a real freak, you know?
Comedian Adam Passy. Look for him on TikTok or wherever he is on social media. So yeah, I mean, that's an interesting argument. When that argument first came out, would you rather be in the woods with a bear or a man? He's correct. The emotional backlash from unregulated men was just wild. I mean, incredibly wild. The fact that, I mean, I guess you'd have to say it's the audacity. You know? It's like, what are women more in danger of? Huh? What are women more in danger of? Are a bear or a man? And I think the answer is quite plain. But what can you do? Yeah, bear for sure, right? No, hey, you're not going to get any argument out of me. It's just pretty wild, you know. And men didn't take the hint. That's the crazy thing. Men didn't get the hint. They're like, well, find a bear to change your tire. Find a bear to protect you from. It's like, protect me from what? Other men. Well, that's really not reassuring, is it? That's not the reassurance you think it is. Unbelievable. You know, men will always find reasons to be offended. And there's, what can you do? It's like, you just gotta leave them to it. Just forget about it, you know? Leave them behind. Sure. But this is where we find ourselves. You know, we're no better off. It's like we're fighting over the same thing. We're fighting over. You know, we're just fighting over the same things that could be settled. You know, just settled. You know, and we're never going to understand. Never going to understand. One of these days we will. One of these days we'll get it. But I just wonder if it'll be too late. Will it be too late by the time men catch up and to this understanding? All right. Here we go. Next one.
And now I'm asking you, why you gotta do me like that? Gotta do me so bad. My cousin told me you smash. I found this news in your snap. You hit me when you're super. What the fuck is wrong with you? Tell me how it happened at all. Why you gotta do me like that? Gotta do me so bad. Why you gotta do me like that?
That from the music Paradox. All right. Let's see. Are we still going? Okay. All right. Well, so I wanted to let's catch up on urology. So the first video we did, let you up. So the first video we did was urology. Is urology considered gay now? Did you know that? You know, who knew that looking at genitals was for medical purposes? Yeah, that's gonna be considered gay. But you know what? Some asshole goes to the he goes to the comedy club and gets embarrassed, and for good reason. You know, the same morons that'll watch porn for hours and then all of a sudden gay. It's like, my goodness. So Paradox Punk Band. Who knew? Paradox Punk Band. Here's a little something I enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed it as well as I did. Let's see here. And here is a remix. This was a remix by Naya on TikTok. So hope you enjoy it. This was her response video she did.
Should've known it when you said it was your first time. Yet the football team would hug you from behind. I can't help that I'm freaking popular. From behind. Just 'cause I'm nice, I'll make me slutty up. But I try to love you the same. But I cry. And now I'm asking you, why you gotta do me like that? Gotta do me so bad. My cousin told me you smash. I found this news in your sound. Didn't tell me when you said what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't mess with you. Why you gotta do me like that? Gotta do me so bad. Why you gotta do me like that? Why you got to do me like that? What did you say you want me?
Well done, Naya. That was a very well done remix. I could listen to that one on repeat. Oh, here's another one. Well, yeah, Paradox, in case you didn't know, Paradox is a, I don't want to say they're new. Who knows? They could have been around for 10 years and I'm just now hearing about it. So it kind of gives you early 2000s vibe, doesn't it? Yeah. Interesting. Now here's another one I thought you might enjoy.
Breaking news, crazy dangerous man that half the country voted for willingly, knowing he was a crazy dangerous man, did a crazy dangerous thing. Stay tuned for the same story in an hour.
And I can't afford a mattress. You're spending all our taxes on wars, guns, drugs, and fashion. Mass-produced distractions. I'm not lazy, but bitch, you don't wanna pay me for what I'm worth. These fucking worthless boomer babies.
I guess I must be in a punky mood today. I don't know. I'm like, I just kept hearing all of these different groups, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to share them with you all. Okay, now number 6. You know, I'll tell you what. I am tired of all of the, I guess, this oversaturation of the national anthem. I think we could use another national anthem. Tell me what you think about this one.
We're in the middle of a hostile government takeover. I wanna talk about it, but I'll be late for work. And if you say, wait a minute, do we have to stop this? We had one, but you didn't want that lady in office. Hostile government takeover. Hostile government. Now that we're a part of a Nigeria
I'll tell you what, I could listen to that one on repeat. I don't know about you. But you know what? I'd rather listen to that than our national anthem right now. That was from Very, Very Vinny on TikTok. Hope you're subscribed. I agree. Yeah. It's a very good one. Wish we could include some more verses for that one. But yeah, look up Very, Very Vinny. Yeah. Well, you know how they say everything is gay. Everything is gay, right? Well, this song helps to explain this, but, well, because words fail me. This is from Nero Dempelamuni. I don't know. Narand Palamuni on TikTok. Number 7. Here we go.
I ain't gay, but I do gay stuff. Like fucking dudes in the back of my truck. A little ass slap don't mean I'm queer. I just suck some dick when I drink my beer. I ain't nothing wrong with a little squeeze. It don't mean shit if you're on your knees. I love my guns and I have my rights. And I fuck dudes on Friday nights. I ain't gay, I just love my bros. And taking back shots in camo clothes. I watch football and I spit my chalk. Then stroke my buddy in the bathroom stall. I ain't gay, now hear me out. I just like men and I say it proud.
Well, okay then. Well, you know what? You ever wonder why they say men and women, women and children first whenever there's a natural disaster? Get the women and children off the boat before it sinks. Well, here's another from Very, Very Vinny on TikTok. I think there might be an answer to that.
The only reason that men say women and children first in tragedies, like when a ship sinks, is so that they can hang back and kiss each other.
No. The cap goes down with the ship, they say. Cap goes down with the ship, they say. The only way is going down today. The only way is going down today. And as the water came rushing through, he bid his wife a last adieu and never ever did touch his crew. So temper your rumor, you shan't listen to her. The cap going way down's got one thing to say now.
No!
Stop! That's not true! Here comes Captain Platonic. And if he could get some, he still wouldn't want it, no. Here comes Captain Platonic. And he'll never let them say he's in the closet, no. He still wouldn't want it, no.
Okay, that's why. You ever wonder why? So they can hang back and kiss each other. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? Boys will be boys. Woo! I'm in the mood for some protest. I want some more protest music. I don't know about you, but I can't get enough of it. It's especially if it's done well. Seth Watkins on TikTok. I think he has done it well. Let's give a listen.
Well, I ain't much surprised that the Nazis surmised with great admiration for the American nation that those southern boys making all kinds of noise knew how to create a white supremacist state. Now there's a man in an office in the US of A trying to harken us back to the good old days when the white man was free to make his racist decrees and trample the rights of anyone that he likes. Now there's a man in a prison without any sentence down in El Salvador on a cold cell block floor. Quemada Breger Garcia had known nefarious aim. He was a family man without a crime to his name. So I say free the man and all of the rest who were taken at night and under duress by the red hat Gestapo and the Pumpkinhead King. We won't stay quiet, now we're gonna yell and sing.
Very well done, Seth Watkins. So please give him a follow. Give him a follow if you can. Well, I mean, who could have foreseen this coming? Candace Owens is actually at the breaking point of breaking with Trump just a little bit. There's a few micro fractures. To be honest, I'm not falling for it, but let's listen in. This is a stitch by Francesca Lay on TikTok. She's the one who provides the background music. Here we go.
I never thought that I would see a day where I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration. How could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to happen? Going after college universities, trying to suppress speech. People who are still trying to grift, I suppose, are not willing to challenge you on this, which is ridiculous, because when you are out of office, we are going to have to live with these consequences. Our children are going to have to grow up in this America. So we threaten our speech. It's not worth it, so they can have pom-poms and go hurrah, and then go, okay, well, yeah, now it kind of stinks because, we're getting arrested. Ross Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, get them! I love it!
I never thought the leopards would eat my face. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Well, I turned my back on my own kind, but I somehow thought that I'd be fine. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Slow it down now. But I somehow thought that I'd be fine. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. But we all knew it happened eventually to Candace.
Visit shop.francesca.net to get your Leopards Ate My Face merch.
Yes, there it is. I mean, who could have foreseen that coming? Just about anybody who was paying attention. You may have heard of Shannon Sharpe. This person was a former football player. Then he got his big podcast going. He's interviewed all the big names in Hollywood and everything. Well, it sounds like Shannon Sharpe has been, I don't know. He's been caught up in his own sex scandal with a 20-year-old OnlyFans worker. If you haven't heard, count yourself lucky. But this is Francesca Lay on TikTok. This is her response to finding out about Shannon Sharpe.
I would like to know less about you. I would like to know less. I would like to know less about you. I would like to know less. Can we go back in time to when your business wasn't mine? Bring back secrets and shame. Wish I never even knew your name. I would like to know less about you. I would like to know less. I would like to know less about you. I would like to know less. Some things are inside thoughts. Next time, maybe not. Your face is haunting me all over my FYP. I would like to know less about you. I would like to know less. Get a journal.
Wouldn't we all like to know less about certain people? Thank you so much for all the gifts. please keep double tapping that screen. I appreciate it. Keep tapping, keep tapping. Love it, love it, love it. For today, I am all over the place. I normally speak on specific topics, politics, religion. Today, I'm just in a everywhere, all at once, all over the place. So yeah, don't judge this show by what's happening tonight. I'm just trying to decompress from all the politics. Oh, speaking of politics, for our next reading, in case you did not know, we do readings on this page. I've got my own pristine copy of Howard Zinn's History of America, and it's probably backwards. Forgive me. Howard Zinn's The People's History of the United States. I got this from the TikTok shop, $8 only. I mean, it was almost half the price of what it normally would be. So as soon as I saw it, I just, boom, hit the order, placed the order, hit my cart. It ended up being $9 all told. But yeah, we talk about everything. We talk about history. We talk about religion, politics. So right now, I'm just showcasing some of the TikTokers that have captured my attention. So right now, we're going to go to Kenny, Too Raw, Too Real. Here we go.
So Jerry Connolly is stepping down as the highest ranking Democrat on oversight. But guess who needs to step the hell up? Jasmine. You know why? Because Jasmine Crockett is always ready to fight when it comes to oversight. Okay, it's on site when it comes to Jasmine. She's already the second highest ranking member on oversight, so what did Hillary Duff say? Why not? And we wouldn't be taking no crazy chances. We would actually get an advance because who better to do it than a black woman? Let me back it up for a minute. For those who don't know what oversight does, they are the committee that's in charge of holding the majority party accountable. So in other words, they're just another form of checks and balances. Their job is to monitor and review and do investigations on expenditures, policies, and procedures. But just think about it for a minute. Who better to be the highest ranking to oversee than the HBIC, Jasmine Crockett? This is what the people want to see! This is what I want to see! This is what I want to see! This is what I want to see! She already fucking them up in her subcommittee, so who better to tell Donald and Elon to fuck off than the only congresswoman who's going to fuck off?
Fuck off.
Jasmine already exemplifies the feelings of the American people, so she needs to be the highest ranking member because finally the people will be heard. Plus she was a lawyer and a public defender, and who better to defend the people than Jasmine? So Democrats, are you ready to fight back? It's time to put your best player on the fucking field, okay? And let her score for the underdogs because we really down in the dumps.
Yes, that was Kenny, Too Raw, Too Real. Please go subscribe to his TikTok if you haven't already. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett. We're going to be hearing a lot about her from this channel, so yeah, don't worry about that. Next, another offering from Kenny, Too Raw, Too Real. Here we go.
Yeah, bitch, this message is for you because I know your mantra. Me no like unless they're white, but y'all gonna put respect on Senator Cory Booker and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries' motherfucking name. Give them their things. They've been sitting out there for at least 12 hours on the Capitol motherfucking steps with a vision, a mission, and a motherfucking message to the American people that we're not as helpless as we motherfucking think. Congress reconvenes tomorrow, and Republicans are planning to cut the budget by $880 billion damn dollars. And guess what's on the chopping block? Medicaid. So Senator and Minority Leader decided to come together for a simple conversation about how this budget plan would affect the American people. It started off with just two, but then it grew. Congressmen showed up, senators showed up, then the people showed up, and they expressed their own personal life stories on how this budget plan would affect them in their daily lives. And I know what you're thinking. This is performative. This doesn't mean anything. Just say it doesn't mean anything to you. Speak from your own personal place of motherfucking privilege. Maybe you've never had to depend on Medicaid. Maybe you don't have anybody in your life that depends on this fucking funding to survive. Well, it doesn't matter when Democrats are the minority. Who gives a fuck about them being the minority? The people, the American people, are the majority, and we have the motherfucking power. Last time I checked, regardless of party affiliation, Congress works for us. Their checks come out of our paycheck, which is our motherfucking taxes. We're the motherfucking bosses, so we need to act like it. We're their employees. We're the ones who elect them. Don't get it twisted, bitch. You've got power. Guess what you can do? Call Congress. You can call these motherfucking fuck-ass Republicans and tell them, look, you want to lose your job. Do you want to know what it's like to be unemployed? If you implement this budget that's going to cut Medicaid and cut social programs, guess what? We're going to cut your ass out of motherfucking Congress when we vote in 2026. It's just that simple, bitch.
That was Kenny from Too Raw Too Real. Now here is another TikToker that I love to listen to, Maddie Bassan on TikTok. We're going to play her audio, and then I'm going to show what the audio entails, what it was so what you're going to hear is a response to a comment. So let's listen to the response and then we'll play the comment.
Men commit 98% of all sexual violence. So I would love to know by what metric you're looking at that would show that men and women commit these things equally. Because there's actually no fucking way you just said this.
Yeah, so somebody... By the way, here is the comment that she was responding to. This was from somebody named Doll. Men and women are equally as guilty of this behavior. She's speaking of sexual assault and violence. The worst is when you're told you said yes and can't be upset with them because they didn't make you. That's an unhealthy level of ignorance. Now, I'm assuming this is coming from a woman. It has a woman's avatar. But oh my God, how in the hell, when you look at the statistics of sexual violence and just out and out assault, how in the hell can you say both parties are at fault, both men and women? I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. No sense at all. So somebody help me with that one. Oh my goodness. And away we go. Now this is video 16. Let's just play it first.
Bridge over water, I am jumping on, taking a picture of all the people close to us.
So Donald Trump said he could be the new pope, or he should be the new pope. Can anybody explain that to me? I'm like, first of all, what the fuck? Did Trump actually suggest that he could be or should be? What a dope. Hang on. I mean, just on second thought, if it takes him out of the country and out of our government and out of our lives, you know what? Okay, sure. You go ahead and be the next pope. Spooky's going to be going live? Okay. Yeah, he's deluded beyond. I mean, I don't think there's any more question. You know, I mean, could you imagine if he was actually selected to be the next pope? I mean, nothing would bring Christianity crashing down in flames faster than several bankrupted casinos. Or, you know, the Trump University scam. Sure, you know what? That's fine. Let's make Donald Trump the new pope. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
All right, boss man, I'm here in the kitchen just like you requested, but you're nowhere to be found. I thought you wanted to make me a sandwich. I'm not that hungry, so I can wait a little bit. See you soon.
Yeah, so some moron left a comment on a TikToker who said, yeah, blah, 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 get back into the kitchen where you belong. And it's like, oh, really? Go back to the kitchen? Like, why? Were you going to make me a sandwich? Go make me a sandwich, you scrotum. I tell you what, there is nothing like anonymity to bring out the delusional things men probably wouldn't say out on the street. You know? Oh, and speaking of scrotums, here's another fascist fuckwit. A religious Christian leader who doesn't know what the fuck Jesus even said. Now, this is a picture. I'll just go ahead and quote it to you. So, Catholic Cardinal says the next pope, must move against homosexuals because church doctrine has to be based on what Jesus said. The only problem is Jesus never said one single word about homosexuality or abortion. Yeah, TikTok is filtering comments. Yeah, I have no control over that. I can't tell you how many times I've tried turning that off. But whatever. I've kind of given up on that. It's like TikTok's going to do what they're going to do. And here we have another example of a scrotum. This Adderall-addled syphilitic mushbrain can't even keep track of what he says from one year to the next. Let me see if I can cue that image up. I'm gonna read you the comment. First of all, this was 1 year apart. Remember, this is Trump stock market because my polls against Biden are so good that investors are projecting that I will win and that will drive the market up. Everything else is terrible. Watch the Middle East and record-setting inflation has already taken its toll. Make America great again. This was what Trump said. This is his troth. I say the way he says it, trothing. Troth central. And then he said, again, 1 year. This is April 30th, 2025. This is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. I didn't take over until January 20th. Tariffs will soon start kicking in, and companies are starting to move to the U.S. in record numbers. Our country will boom, but we must have to get rid of the Biden overhang. This will take a while. This has nothing to do with tariffs, only that he left behind us bad numbers. And whatever. Unbelievable. It's hard sometimes. Yes, thank you for joining us. You can join us anytime. Now, he takes credit for a good economy, and then when it's bad, he says, "Oh, that's Biden. That's somebody else." Unbelievable. From 2024 and 2025, this guy never takes any responsibility at all. But that's what he does best. Now, moving on from our Adderall-afflicted syphilitic mushbrain president, let's go into, again, more reasons why women want nothing to do with men. You voted for their rights to be taken away. I mean, you went red pill and accused them of being leeches and taking men's hard-earned wealth via divorce proceedings, right? And you wanted to go your own way. You accused women of not bringing anything of value to the table, right? You called them hoes and whores because they decided to be with other men, or they were with other men before they were with you. And you didn't take rape allegations seriously. And then you voted for a rapist. You didn't bat an eye when they lost bodily autonomy and bled out in hospital parking lots. And now you're complaining they won't make eye contact with you. Tough fucking titty. Take several seats, sit down, welcome to the male loneliness epidemic. And this is all self-inflicted. We inflicted this on ourselves. Here we go. Let's listen to men complain, because we don't hear it enough, do we?
All I wanted was to go on a nice peaceful walk today, but yet again, here I am to complain about people not even being humans anymore. What are we doing? I'm walking towards this girl on the sidewalk, and God forbid we make eye contact or have any sort of human interaction on a how's it going kind of level. She's got the AirPods in, she's got the sunglasses on, she has her phone in landscape, folks. We have stooped to the level of having our phone in landscape.
For me, it started in high school. That's when I started using props, when I was out in public by myself at the mercy of men. I went to high school a few towns over from where I lived, so I had to take public transportation to get home every day, and it was about an hour and 15 minutes. Pretty quickly realized that I needed something to just at least try to get the creepy middle-aged men to stop hitting on me, 14 years old that I was. Mind you, not the first time that I had received the unwanted attention of adult men. That started when I was 7 or 8 years old, which is actually pretty common if you don't know that. I'm guessing maybe you don't. But it was the first time that I really kind of had to like fend for myself for an extended period of time. And so I used to take my biology textbook. I would sit there and read my biology textbook. I didn't read a goddamn word that was on that page, but I was reading that thing so intently just to try. It didn't really work all the time, but it at least worked a little bit. I could at least pretend that I wasn't hearing them when they tried to talk to me. And it's something I still do to this day. I have all kinds of elaborate prop routines when I'm out on walks. And you might be sitting there thinking like, oh my God, lady, you are doing too much. That is too elaborate. Who would want to live like that? Who would want to live like that? But when I tell you, it's not something I spend any time actually thinking about. All of it is second nature. All of it, it's just habits that I do automatically without thinking. Now, is it taxing my cognitive load somewhere in the back, like the program that's constantly running in the computer back here around how to keep myself safe, how to avoid these unwanted interactions, how to be scanning my environment and to not have to like get engaged with people who might be dangerous? Like, yeah, it's taxing, but I don't actively think about it because it is second nature. And so I get it. We are becoming a more isolated people, I think, as a result of technology, but you are laying a lot of shit on this girl's doorstep. And I will ask you to consider for a moment that the reason she's doing something that is so outlandish is not because we have this failing of society that is about overuse of technology and lack of humanity. The failing that we have of society is that women and girls and children and femme people and basically anyone who is not you is not safe. Have to come up with these elaborate routines just to make sure that they don't get something unpleasant or worse. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, we do have a problem with humanity. We do. It's a very serious one, but it's.
And the sad thing is she can't even say it on TikTok. She cannot say what they're worried about on TikTok because it is a code word that trips the algorithm that gets them banned. That is how repressive how repressive social media has gotten.
It's not the one that you think it is. And if you want it to be different, then my guy, that's on you. That's on you and all the other.
Yeah, exactly. This is why the male epidemic, the male loneliness epidemic exists, is because men have not been taking this seriously. And men have not, they've not really done anything. They'll laugh it off. They'll say, well, it's not me. I didn't do it, so why? Why should I be held accountable? I didn't do anything. This is exactly it. This nonchalance. And then you're going to go into a voting booth and vote for a rapist. Vote for somebody who makes fun of girls being groped and grabbed. You know, one who sexualizes his daughter on camera. On a syndicated talk show, on syndicated television. Just coast to coast. You know, it's like, ugh. But you think that is good enough to lead our country. And then they're going to double down. And then they wonder why it's getting worse. They're going to wonder why women are just, they're going their own way. They're like, we're not safe. We're damned if we do, damned if we don't. So why don't we just don't? And we wonder why. Men, you better start taking this seriously. Well, here's even more reasons for women to stay away from men.
I'm married to a man, and the creator whose post you left this comment on, she's also.
So in case you can't see this, this is a comment that was left on a woman's post. This is why men don't pick the feminists. And this is her response.
To a man, and the creator whose post you left this comment on, she's also married to a man. I don't think we're worried about getting picked.
Yeah. I mean, they just leave these ridiculous, stupid comments expressing their ignorance for the whole world to see. And they're like, yeah, well, no man's going to pick you. It's like, yeah, they're already married. Good luck with that. Last video.
How old is it? It being my transgender child?
Some moron left this comment on a woman's post, again, who was talking about her trans daughter. The question is, how old is it? Calling her daughter an it. Wow.
How old is it? My transgender child is 17. Not that it's anyone's business. My transgender child is not an it. This is where pronouns become important so that you don't make an ass of yourself. They, them goes a long way when you don't know. Roman, it is a human. Human. Okay? Good talk. Have a day.
Or at least have the day you deserve, anyway. Yeah. This is how they think. This is how they think. They do not care. They don't care about women's well-being. They don't care about, just being a normal, helpful person in society. It's like they want to be, they want the freedom to be as nasty as they can without experiencing the consequences. That's where we are in this country. And then they get upset when they experience consequences. It's like you can't win with these people. You really can't. But anyway, I'm excited. We're going to be trucking along. We're going to be moving along. So, as you know, we've been doing a lot of reading. We've been doing American Crusade. We've been reading this book, as well as the next book we're going to be reading, hopefully, I'm hoping, Howard Zinn's People's History of America. So I am excited to read this book because I have not read much of Howard Zinn outside of a meme or a quotation of his. So I am excited to get his thoughts. And you know what? When was his book written? This had to have been written. Yeah, I mean, this guy, is he even alive anymore? He died in 2010. Historian, playwright, social activist. In addition to A People's History of the United States, which was sold more than 4 million, he's the author of many books, including You Can't Be Neutral on a Moving Train, The People Speak, and Passionate Declarations. So, I'm actually looking forward to this book. It already starts. Chapter 1, Columbus, the Indians, and Human Progress. It already starts with a bang. He's already talking. Tomorrow, let's see. May 5th, that's Monday. That's going to be Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, it's like we already have a bad idea of what that is even about. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into Columbus. Yeah, I already want to start. You're reading Christ Before Jesus? Oh, we just finished that book on this channel. We usually... Oh, no, we didn't finish it. Oh, oops. We're in the last chapter, folks. Last chapter. Damn it. Do we have time? Should I read a section of chapter 8? Oof. Ooh. I almost want to. Let's say we have one chapter left, and I'm only reading it in sections because chapter 8 is one of the more denser chapters. Whew, my goodness. We've just been going on and on and on. I wish I had a graphic to put up. I'll work on that for next week, maybe. But you know something? You know what? How about we just go ahead and let's read a little excerpt. That's okay. We can do that. We can afford that. Okay. We are on 1 Clement, the Epistle of Barnabas. I don't know. Epistle of Barnabas. Where did I leave off? I wonder. You know what? I think I did leave off on the Epistle of Barnabas. Barnabas. Can't say it right. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and get some reading in. The Epistle of Barnabas is also a composite text, as seen above. In the first case, rather than being pieced together over time, like 1 Clement, the author of the Epistle of Barnabas has lifted from another author and incorporated it into his own work. Like with 1 Clement, we made divisions based on chapter size. And we found that Barnabas, chapters 16 through 21, the ending portion of the text was largely written by another author. In our discussion on Barnabas in chapter 5, you may remember that the name Jesus is never mentioned after chapter 15. Given the results of our stylometric analysis, this further confirms that the author took from another source and added it to his text. Hebrews. We also see Hebrews here, and this is unsurprising. Hebrews is an anonymous letter written in the style of Paul, even in the time of Eusebius. There were doubts about whether Paul wrote it. We see here that the doubts were vindicated, and it's actually associated with the church in Rome around the time of Justus Martyr and Tatian. While these two figures may not be the authors, it is possible. Hebrews was extensive references to the Hebrew Bible, and both Justin and Tatian were adept at doing the same. Mark 13 and the Little Apocalypse. Mark 13, and as we've discussed multiple times, is known as the Little Apocalypse and written on the subject of the end of the Bar Kokhba revolt, where the case for this is written extensively by scholar Herman Derting in his article, The Synoptic Apocalypse. Okay. While this is the case for the written extensively scholar Herman Derting in his article, the Synoptic Apocalypse, a document from the time of Bar Kokhba, and we've discussed it briefly elsewhere, we will revisit it here for a moment. It's clear that the little apocalypse found in Matthew 24:13 and Luke 21 is discussing some disaster, usually considered to be the destruction of the temple in 70 CE. However, the text actually fits better with the description of the events in the 130s. Our stylometric evidence, which shows the same, put it aside for the moment. First and foremost is Luke 13:14, which mentions the abomination that caused desolation standing where it does not belong. In 70, this makes no sense, but if we consider that Hadrian put a statue of himself and Jupiter on the Temple Mount, the line makes more sense. What makes it even clearer is that the only other time this line, abomination of desolation, is used in Daniel 9:27. It's used in reference to when Antiochus Epiphanes did something similar in 165 BCE to the temple with the image of Zeus. This is an intentional direct parallel between the two historical incidents. Mark 13 tells readers to hope that the time to flee will not take place in winter. While this is meaningless in regards to the events in 70 in the Bar Kokhba revolt, the winter is when the Roman troops partially withdrew to regroup. Likewise, the warning in the verse to those in Judea would also be more apt in the 130s, as the destruction and slaughter was more extensive across the region than in 70. The warnings of false prophets and messiahs could easily apply to either time, but given the entire movement behind the Bar Kokhba revolt was led by a messiah figure and his religious teacher, Rabbi Akiva, this seems much more likely to be describing the events of 130s in these sections of the Little Apocalypse as well. There are other aspects of the Little Apocalypse that fit well in the 130s as well. While we show Mark 13 above, Matthew 24 and Luke 21 also show up removed from the rest of their texts. When we ran the New Testament scholar Matthias Klingard's restructuring of Marcion's Evangelion, seen below, the equivalent chapter came up with the rest of the body of the text. Notice how, unlike canonical Luke, Acts, and Evangelion, come up as complete distinct authors with no overlap. Evangelion's Little Apocalypse also shows up with the rest of the text rather than being removed. All right, we're going to leave it there, and we're going to keep plodding along. I got through 2 pages. Oh, this is so sad. This is so sad. But we're going to get through it. We will. I wish they would stop sending me these alerts. I got to figure out how to shut them off. All right, with that being said, we're going to see you all next week. And, well, maybe even not next week. I might be doing lives throughout the week. We'll see how the schedule can hold up. But thank you all for the few that have shown up. We're going to keep plodding along. And with that being said, we'll end the show. Next week, I'll have some music queued up. Oh, boy. But, all right. Take care, everybody.